starts March 18th, but rumors have already started ever since teams have exited the playoffs. And obviously, the biggest free agent maybe of this decade, I can't really remember. Well, not this new decade, but kind of like, the last 10 years. But we haven't really seen a free agent come out into the market with this big of a name. Obviously, the best player of all time, Tom Brady, even at his old age, can still get it done, and he is going to be a free agent for the first time in his whole entire career. Obviously, the Patriots renegotiated his contract at the start of the season and took away a clause that would allow them to franchise tag him, so they can't franchise tag him anymore, and he's going to be a free agent no matter what. So it's just a matter if he stays in New England or if he goes. So some of the locations that he's been going through right now and he's been looking at have been the Las Vegas, so the Las Vegas Raiders, Tennessee Titans, Miami Dolphins, and LA Chargers have also been rumored, but they really haven't done anything to show that he wants to go to LA. But anyways, apparently he won't take a hometown discount, so he wants money right now. He wants to be paid like a high quality quarterback. He's always taken discounts for the benefit of the team, and now he's finally kind of saying he wants to be paid
like the player he is.
Yeah, and obviously it's not a great time for that, as he's now in his 40s and he's gonna be like 43 coming into the next season. So not a great time for that, but obviously he kind of deserves it, seeming as that he's taken a discount his whole entire career. So he's finally going to be getting that money, and we know he's going to be getting that money. It just depends on which team he's going to get it from.
And not only does he bring your team a whole new aspect and a whole new style of play and just a great leader for your team, he brings a lot of money for your team, as well as I'm sure there will be many more people who will want to go to your games, especially if you're a Raiders fan, as they're not the greatest right now.
And they're just moving to Las Vegas this year, so what a way to start out.
Yeah. Like someone says, oh, I've never seen Brady play before. He's no longer in the Patriots. Let's go to Vegas for a fun trip, and we'll see him play in their brand new stadium. And as well, jersey sales, those are going to be sky high.
It will be the most sold jersey of the season.
Guaranteed.
Doubt. No matter if he's bad on the team or not, it will be the... And it's the closest we'll ever get to the who's the most important, Belichick or Brady, because we'll actually get to see that.
Yeah, that will prove itself if he does go somewhere else. But at the same time, I think if Brady does leave and he ends up not performing at the team he goes to, that can really hurt his legacy. As to where I think if he stays a Patriot throughout, even if he doesn't have a great couple last years and he just retires always staying a Patriot, I think his legacy would be much more cemented and respected if he stayed with the same team all throughout his career.
Especially if Belichick goes out and gets some of the people that they're apparently looking at, who like Andy Dalton, who not the greatest of resumes, I'd say, and wins like 12 games. That would, but yet again,
he's not. He's on the Bengals, so it's hard to get wins there. But, you think maybe? Obviously, I think Brady's going to wait a decent amount of time before actually signing a contract. I don't think he's going to sign with someone right at the beginning of free agency. So maybe you see the Patriots go out, sign someone like Greg Olsen, who's going to be a free agent, so that they have a receiving tight end kind of.
Which they desperately needed last season.
And hoping he stays healthy. Go out, either make a trade for a receiver, sign a receiver.
Yeah, the wide receiver market isn't that thick this year.
I don't know if Amendola is a free agent, or maybe bring Amendola back, bring some familiar faces back. Just make the offense and environment for him more attractive to come back to you.
Yeah.
Because we know the defense is there. That's not what needs improvement right now, unless you lose Van Noy. What they need is to improve the weapons Brady has. They're fine at the running back position for now, with Michelle and White and Burkhead. What they just need to go out and get people who have safe hands, and for them to have all of preseason training camp to learn each other and get to know each other, so that when it comes time for the season, they have the chemistry and know each other well enough to make good plays like they're used to. And that's why maybe I think bringing Amendola back in would be good, because it's a familiar face. They know how they both play. And
reliable veteran wide receivers is what we need, because Brady had to rely on guys like N'Keal Harry and Jacoby Myers down the stretch, and really he doesn't trust them because they're rookies.
Yes,
and
they are good players, and
reps.
I'm sure they will be good, but you could visibly see Brady's frustration with the rookie receivers in their route running, and how really how he works with Edelman and just knowing exactly what he's going to do, and Edelman knowing exactly what Brady wants him to do because they've been playing together for so long. I think he's really built his standard up for his wide receivers so high that he expects his receivers to know exactly what he wants them to do. So when they don't do that, it really gets on his nerves.
Yeah, and another thing that I think if he comes back to the Patriots need to make sure he does, he hasn't gone to OTAs, optional training activities, for the past 2 years, which I think have really hurt him and his rookies coming in, because they don't get to know him until training camp. So I think that he'll need to definitely do that if he goes anywhere, or if he stays in New England, just to build chemistry, because I think that's been a problem, and it showed last year. That should be interesting. Anyways, Brady made multiple moves that have confused the media as to what he's even looking to do. It's been confirmed that he did buy a house in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is one of the richest towns in America. But he bought it there, which really doesn't mean a lot. He put up his house in, I believe it's somewhere in Mass. He put up his Boston home, basically, for sale. It hasn't been sold yet, but they're out of that. He looked at the Greenwich one, bought that. He's also bought a property in Las Vegas, and he's looking at schools in Tennessee, but that's also been, which was confirmed by a Pro Football Writers of America actual writer, like a confirmed one. And but then it was not confirmed by another person. So there's a bunch of rumors right now, and we really don't know what's going on.
Well, what I heard earlier is that you're thinking maybe the people there signed a contract with Brady saying basically confidentiality thing where they can't go out and say, hey, he was here. They kind of signed a contract saying that, because I know those do exist. I'm forgetting there's a 3-letter abbreviation for it or whatever. But maybe they violated that contract or whatever, saying that they weren't supposed to say he was there. He was there, and then people reported it, and then everyone tried to say, no, he wasn't, because confidentiality or whatever. But I don't know, just another interesting perspective of that.
And Tennessee would be an interesting team with Mike Vrabel and everything.
Former teammate.
Yeah, and I mean, they have a great core if they can retain
Dion Lewis, who he knows.
Yeah, I mean, very good core. Corey Davis also at wide receiver, AJ Brown. They have Logan Ryan on the defensive side, and Malcolm Butler. So familiar faces. It's basically Patriots South to some point. So teams that he's looking at do have familiar faces besides for Las Vegas, which would be amazing to see him and John Gruden work together. Although Gruden does like his running quarterbacks, which Brady obviously isn't, but he did rush for 1,000 yards in his career. So, I mean, somewhat. So Brady in Las Vegas in the silver and black would look kind of badass, but I mean, I think that would be interesting. Miami, I don't think would be such a good option, as they don't really have.
I don't think Miami's really
at all.
I don't think Brady would even. Obviously, Miami's going to be interested in him. I'm sure most teams are like, let's see what we could put together for him and what we would do with him. Because he's Tom Brady. You got to at least look into it a little bit, even though your chances of signing him might be low.
Yeah, and I think Tennessee and Las Vegas really just come out as the top ones because, Brady's been spotted talking with Mark Davis after the McGregor fight and all that. And he's obviously bought that apartment in Las Vegas, the house, and he's looked at the school most likely in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And those are, I'd say, two of the most solid cores that he could possibly go to. Las Vegas has Josh Jacobs. You have Tyrell Williams. They'll probably add another wide receiver through the draft or free agency this year. I'd say AJ Green probably would look at wherever Brady's going. I think he might want to go there. So he means that
try and get a ring.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come back to the Bengals unless they franchise tag him to stay with Joe Burrow when the Bengals eventually select him. But it should be interesting. Also, the Titans, have Derrick Henry, Corey Davis, AJ Brown, Adam Humphries, who the Patriots wanted. Most likely Brady had somewhat of a hand in that decision to go after him. So maybe he would want him. And obviously Amendola is linked to Brady rumors now that Brady would like to have Amendola wherever he goes. So they'd also have him. So just really interesting with the Brady stuff. I can't wait for free agency to come. Honestly, it can't come faster. With all this Brady stuff, it's frustrating to see. Joe Montana and Joe Namath have both advised him to stay. He's had a bunch of Instagram stuff, especially last night with his tunnel picture where people are fighting if he's going forward in the tunnel or if he's going out of the tunnel. We don't know. I think he's going forward into the field, personally.
Yes. I think the most interesting thing from my perspective about that post is the tunnel he's in is the south tunnel, I believe, which is not the tunnel that the home team would go out of. I don't know if it's the tunnel adjacent to that, if it's the one the away team goes out of, or if it's just one of the other exits or whatever. But I think that is interesting to see that it's not the home team's tunnel.
Yeah. And no caption on that either. So
really the least descriptive post you could ever see.
Brady just
almost seems like he wants to play with us.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to get some hype up for him and stuff like that. So yeah, just interesting there.